back to our buckets, and I know this is another. Well, before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe right now. Just take a second. Go ahead, I'll wait for you. Alright, now that you're back, today we're going to be talking about Lamelo Ball for probably the 5th time in 2 weeks. But I'm a Hornets fan, and Hornets fans, we don't get good things that often. So when we do, especially a top 3 draft pick that we don't draft a bust with, of course, I'm not saying he's going to be a beast, but when we don't draft a known bust with our top 3 pick, we get generally very happy because we've gone through some pain recently when none of our draft picks are good. So, and thankfully, Mitch Kupchak has come in and kind of changed things up a little bit, kind of changed the I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Hold on, let me Google it. Identity, I guess you could say. He's kind of changed the identities of us as people in the draft. And today, we're talking about the 3 biggest reasons the Lamelo Ball pick was the best possible pick for Charlotte. Number 1, obviously, franchise player. You need that. You want to get that with your 3rd pick. Obviously has the potential to be better than anybody else in the draft. And, you know, he could be, he might be the best player right now. 6'7" point guard. Those don't come around that often. I mean, they're more common than used to be, but, I mean, it used to be like Oscar Robertson and Magic Johnson for the first 50, 60 years of the NBA. Of course, I might be missing somebody, but I wasn't alive back then, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to know that. But, yeah, Lamelo, he's got a lot of potential. He's got the tools to do it. He's with MJ. So, I mean, obviously he could be a good fit. I mean, if we put Terry at the 2, Terry's a really good scorer, natural scorer in my opinion. Devontae, in my opinion, would be a great 6-man. Just the way he can run an offense. And, you know, God, I'm glad we released that dude. But the way he can run an offense and the way he can get other guys the ball, get himself the ball, just get everybody moving. And yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of good pieces. We can really turn this into a playoff, you know, after a couple years. Add a couple more pieces, turn this into a championship team. Obviously, we have a lot of money next year, so yeah. But that was just kind of a rerun of the last few videos we've done about Lamelo Ball. So this is the part where it gets interesting. This is the new area of what I'm going to talk about. And it's that small market teams in the NBA. So, for example, so like the Hornets, or, I mean, you could say the Magic, kind of. I mean, not too many Magic fans around, I don't think. You know, even the Cavs nowadays without LeBron, all the bandwagon LeBron fans are gone. It's back to just the normal Cavs fans, so there's not too many of them. But you have to have big draws to your city to get people to come and watch. And, I mean, Oklahoma City, right, they had Kevin Durant, they had Russell Westbrook forever. They're a small market team. Kudos to Sam Presti. He made that work because he's one of the best GMs in the NBA, I would say. But it's hard as a smaller market team, and that's demonstrated by the way that we just sent Gordon Hayward that huge bag. Still not too excited about that, although he could prove me wrong. But with getting Melo, that's big because it can attract other stars to play with us, and it can also give us a lot more, like, publicity, you could say. And that kind of leads me on to my 3rd point, which is Melo's going to bring attention to Charlotte, right? Like we just said, smaller market teams, they need big attractions to bring in fans. He's going to sell tickets. Jordan, I mean, I know he's one of the most competitive people in the world. He won 6 straight championships for when he played whole seasons as an NBA player. And, like, he was just crazy competitive. But you can't, I know he wants money too. I mean, I know he's got a lot of it. But his main job is to sell tickets. And bringing in Melo, like I said, it'll bring more attention, bring more fans, get us more primetime games. just put a bigger spotlight on Charlotte. I mean, we had Kemba Walker, but we were still an 8 seed. I mean, now this is a guy that we've watched play since his freshman year of high school. Should have been in 8th grade, and he balled out with his brothers. They brought like this whole new type of offense to Chino Hills at a public school, beat all these private schools. People are going to come and watch our games because they've been following Melo forever. Lamelo. God, I keep calling him Melo. Another thing is that with this dude, his father is a maniac. A genius marketer. Genius marketer. I don't know what the correct word of that, form of that word should be. But he's a genius when it comes to getting his stuff out there and selling his brand. I mean, he sold shoes that were worth $1,000. I mean, come on. I know people, or I've seen people with those shoes, like, and they said they were terrible shoes. And the fact that this man sold them just shows how much of a marketing genius he is. There was the word I was looking for earlier. But yeah, he's gonna make headlines. Like, he came out and said he could beat Jordan in a 1-on-1. Everybody wants to see that. I mean, maybe Jordan could put that on and, like, I don't know, create some type of way for the Charlotte Hornets to raise money for them, have people pay for a 1v1 between him and LeVar Ball for some sort of money prize, cash prize or something. I don't know. But he's a great marketing genius. Another thing is that I've met probably 15 new Hornets fans since the NBA draft the other week. And they've all come to the Hornets because of Melo, basically. I mean, there wasn't... And I'm, like, the way I go to school, it's only half the school there at a time. So, I've met 15, but that was only through half of the school. That's crazy. How quickly people can jump on a bandwagon, come to Charlotte, be Charlotte Hornets fans. I mean, I know people, like, say the NBA is a player-driven sport. You could pull for a player, and I get that, because when Kemba left the Hornets and went to Boston, I pulled for Boston in the playoffs last season. But, I mean, that's because the Hornets were, once again, the 9 seed for, it seems like, the 7th year in a row. But with the NBA being a player-driven sport, and what we talked about earlier, that'll bring more money, more tickets to the Charlotte Hornets, to their franchise, and I mean, it can do a lot of good stuff for us. Unfortunately, we're not good when we have money. That's kind of scary when you give Jordan as much money as he's going to have next offseason. But it's all right. But yeah, I know the first part of the video was kind of just going over all the stuff. But I mean, Lamelo really could fit here. I mean, Devontae was better last year when we brought him to the starting lineup, and he was able to do kind of his own thing. Terry Rozier also, he can score. He can get hot on any given night. He can be a really good scorer. Gordon Hayward, he kind of just does a little bit of everything. He is a bit old to be making that much money, but that's a different video. Hopefully I don't have to make a video in 2 years asking Jordan why in the world he gave Gordon Hayward $120 million over the next 4 years. I'm hoping I don't have to make that video, but I hope I don't have to. Like I said 3 times in a row. But yeah, we have great pieces. I mean, we got so much youth. It's kind of like the Panthers. Got so much youth that you don't mind losing because you get another draft pick. You just want to see progression. Guys getting better. But with the Gordon Hayward signing, it's kind of put us in a win now situation when I don't think we're ready to win now because our guys are so young. But it's going to be all right. And then the other main points were the fact that he's going to bring more money to Charlotte, more attention, and we really desperately need that. We haven't had a star player, obviously. We've been a year without one. And really, he was only a star player for like the last couple years of his career in Charlotte. I mean, he was always good. He just wasn't that superstar type of level. And yes, I said superstar. He made All-NBA third team his final year. Come on, stop playing with the man. Dropped 103 points in 2 games. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Come back tomorrow. Thanks.